A dead man, a doo-doo monster, and a daring special missions force. I'm Brad Campbell, and you'll find all of those things and more in part 1 of my Dallas Fan Expo toy haul for 2018. Recently, I embarked on my annual 3-hour road trip to attend Fan Expo in downtown Dallas, Texas. I always enjoy going to Fan Expo because they always have tons of vendors and they all have really great deals on comics, collectibles, and of course, toys. Now, I'm going to talk more about the deals that I got at the convention in part 2 of this toy haul video. But in this video, I want to focus on some of the stores that I visited while I was in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Don't be fooled by that name. Duncanville sells a lot more than just comics and graphic novels. In fact, they have a wide variety of action figures, both new and loose. And speaking of loose figures, I picked up this really awesome Venom figure. Now this is an old Toy Biz Venom, and it's based on a Venom mini-series called Along Came a Spider. I had never seen this figure before. I loved all the detail on it. I especially loved the big huge claws, the talons coming out of his fingers, the big huge talons coming out of the feet. And just those huge teeth, you know, on the mouth there. They're really, it's almost comical looking. There's also these you know, really long kind of like ears. They almost look like rabbit ears almost. And of course the huge long tail. And I think another reason I like this version of Venom so much is that it reminds me of the alien xenomorph character from the Aliens movies. It's just a really interesting and unique design, and it really fits in well with the Venom character, I think. And I was also able to get him for a pretty good price. I got him for $15, and I thought that was a pretty good deal for a really awesome figure. I also was happy to pick up this DC Universe Classics Deadman figure. I was able to get him for only $12, which I thought was an amazing deal, especially for a figure that's sealed in package. His limbs, his arms, and his legs are semi-translucent, which of course mimics the phasing abilities of Deadman himself, aka Boston Brand. I always thought that was the coolest alter ego name, Boston Brand. It just sounds really cool. Lately I've been trying to beef up my DC Universe Classics collection, as I didn't collect those when they were first released back in the day. So I was very happy to pick this one up, especially at that awesome price. Thanks again, Duncanville, for that great deal. I'm a huge fan of the Muppets, and while I was at Duncanville, I was able to find some of the new Diamond Select Muppets action figures. And I was able to pick up this set, which features Rolf the Dog, Mana Mana, and Crazy Harry. Also got this set that includes a penguin, Miss Piggy, and her dog Fufu. And finally I was able to pick up a couple of more members of the Electric Mayhem Band, and this is Floyd and Janice. Dallas Vintage Toys mostly sells action figures and higher-end collectibles such as statues and hot toys, but they don't really sell many Funko items. But I was able to find this really cool Funko Rock Candy figure of Marvel's Mystique, and this is one of the Marvel Collector Corps figures. She looks really good. The paint job on all of these Rock Candy figures are spot on. They look amazing. The colors are really bright and vivid, and just super clean. And I really love the detail of the skulls on her belt. And also her gun looks really cool. And I was able to pick this up for only $5. I thought that was such a great deal, I couldn't pass it up, so I went ahead and snagged it. As I said before, I'm trying to expand my DC action figure collection, and I was able to pick up this really cool DC Superheroes Darkseid figure. I don't have a Darkseid figure in my collection. Of course, this isn't the Darkseid Build-A-Figure, which is extremely popular, but unfortunately extremely expensive as well. And this one was only $20, which I thought that was a really good deal. I think this will scale well with my other Superman figures, so I went ahead and picked them up. Growing up in the 80s, I'm a big G.I. Joe fan, so I saw this really awesome G.I. Joe 5-pack, and I decided to grab it, mainly just because it comes with a great lineup of classic figures. Here you've got Snake Eyes and Timber, you've got Lady J, Commander Hawk, Flint, and then of course Shipwreck, and Shipwreck also comes with his parrot, Polly. I don't have a huge G.I. Joe collection, but I have gotten some really good deals recently on some of the 25th anniversary G.I. Joe sets that were released back in the day. So I'm glad to add this to my small but growing G.I. Joe collection. If you're a collector, you can find lots of awesome things for your collection at the Lost Toys. You should definitely check them out. Like Dallas Vintage Toys, they don't really sell a lot of Funko items, but luckily I was able to find this really cool Marvel Collector's Core Loki door, but he only cost $5, which for an exclusive like this, I thought that was a really good deal. I was happy to pick it up at that price. I love the paint scheme on this. It's very crisp and well done. I love the metallic gold that they used on the helmet. And I'll flip it around here so you can see the details on the cape and the back of his hair as well. They also had some of the new Marvel Legends Deadpool Wave figures there, and I picked up this really awesome Deathlock figure. I got him new in package, but I was just too excited, so I opened him up off camera. First of all, I love the Deathlock character. I really like cyborg characters. You know, half man, half machine characters have always fascinated me. Just the amazing detail and the paint that they did on the figure. Really, really cool. I highly recommend you adding this one to your collection. The Lost Toys has a great selection of vintage Masters of the Universe toys, and I was able to pick up this really cool Blaster Hawk vehicle. I was super happy to get this. The condition of this is really great. It's complete. It has all the pieces. I had previously purchased this before, but it was missing this radar piece up here at the top. But I was happy to find one with the radar piece. It has all of the discs that are inside. You load these discs into the top, and there's like a firing mechanism on this side. There's a trigger that you pull back, and you release it, and the discs fly out of the front of the vehicle there. And of course there's also wheels on the bottom, and you can roll the vehicle back and forth, and you can also insert a Masters of the Universe figure here. There's like a little seat belt in the seat, in the driver's seat there as well. Again, I'm super pumped to add this to my vintage Masters of the Universe collection. And I was able to pick this up for only $20, which I thought was an amazing deal. Thanks again, Lost Toys, for that great deal. And speaking of thank yous, I want to thank the Lost Toys because they threw in a couple of free items when I made my purchase. One of those items is this really cool Clerks animated style version of the Golgothan monster from the movie Dogma. Also, I was able to pick up this really awesome Fat Albert figurine, which I was super pumped to get this because I'm a huge fan of the classic Filmation Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids cartoon. There's not much Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids merchandise floating around out there, so I was super pumped to get this figure, and it's in really great shape. The owner was nice enough just to throw these two items in for free, which I thought was super nice and super amazing of them to do that. Thanks again, Lost Toys. I really appreciate it. So stay tuned for part 2 of my Fan Expo trip, where I'll be showing off my haul from the actual convention. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time.